Well, my friends, Donald Trump is back in the Oval Office, so whether you love him or hate him, one thing is certain: his policies are going to ripple through the economy, shaping everything from your paycheck to your grocery bill, all the way to your investment portfolio. But here's the million-dollar question. Will this presidency usher in your very own golden age, or will you be left behind? Listen, Trump promises to make America great again, but not everyone is going to share in the spoils. The opportunities to build wealth during these next 4 years, man, I believe they're immense, but only for those who are prepared to seize them. This video isn't just about what Trump's return means for your money. It's about the strategies and the mindset you need to thrive in this economy, to make the next 4 years the years that change everything in your personal financial plan. So stick around, because what I'm about to share with you could be the key to your financial breakthrough. So my friends, welcome back to the Wealth Outside of Wall Street YouTube channel, where we challenge conventional wisdom and we empower you to take control over your financial destiny. Listen, Trump's presidency is promising sweeping changes across the board, from tariffs to tax cuts to deregulation. This will all have an impact on inflation, and the economic landscape is going to shift massively over the next 4 years. But here's the thing, macroeconomic factors are only half of the equation. The other half, that's entirely up to you. Your microeconomic factors are 100% determined by your perspective and your willingness to see and seize the opportunities that are in front of you. Trump has pledged a golden age for America. But let's be honest, not everyone is going to experience it. Your perspective, the way you see the world, will ultimately shape your reality. So two people, they can live through exactly the same presidency and come out with entirely different outcomes, depending on their beliefs, their values, and ultimately their actions. So here's my challenge for you. No matter how you're watching this video, put aside any personal biases that you might have about Trump or about his presidency, and look through the lens of wealth building for you and for your family. Your financial success depends far more on your mindset, your strategy, and your ability to act than any government policy. So let's dive in. Let me first summarize quickly some of the key changes that Trump is promising in the coming months and years of his presidency. Number one is tariffs and how that might impact inflation. Trump is going to wage a war on the global economy with tariffs. He's going to make foreign economies pay to do business in America in an effort to bring back high-paying jobs and to really make America strong again. So these new tariffs could raise prices for consumers, but the aim is to boost domestic manufacturing. Now, we might pay a higher price for some of the goods and services that we were used to paying cheap labor for overseas. The next one is tax cuts and credits, and I'll be honest, I am so excited about this one. Trump is going to extend the 2017 tax cuts, which will put more money back in your pockets, but it could increase the national deficit. This one is a major thing that we need to keep our eye on, because as of the time of this recording, the national deficit is at $36 trillion. The next one is energy and regulation. One of Trump's mantras during his presidential campaign was drill baby drill. So increased oil and gas production could lower, and likely will lower, the cost of energy in the short term, but it might shift or stall renewable energy progress. The next area that we need to talk about is housing and labor. Now, because of Trump's commitment to do mass deportations, this could have a ripple effect all the way through the economy. First thing it might do is raise the price of things like food. As we lose cheaper labor, costs for things that we all require could potentially go up. But it might also decrease some of the pressure on the housing market, decreasing prices or at least stagnating home prices, making homes potentially more affordable as we decrease the US population and the demand for housing. The next thing to talk about is student loans and education. Now, this hasn't been a major platform that Trump has been running on, but some of the main takeaways as I look at some of the things President Trump is promising to do is his policies set the stage for change. But your actions are going to determine whether you thrive or struggle in this environment. Trump, no doubt, is going to send a massive ripple through not just the American economy, but through the global economy. Global economic leaders are already starting to take notice of the things that Trump is doing or has said he's going to do in the next 4 years, and how is this going to affect your pocketbook? So first off, let's talk about how this might impact your personal finance. And I want to start with this talking about the price that we might pay to make America great again. Now, I don't know how this is all going to play out. There are so many different levers that we could consider, but I'm expecting higher prices on goods due to tariffs and potential labor shortages. We've all been feeling the pinch of the cost of higher goods, and because of Trump's dedication and commitment to make America great again with tariffs, I don't think we're going to get much of a reprise on the higher prices. In fact, I'm looking into the future expecting higher prices on goods due to tariffs and potential labor shortages. The next thing to consider about how this might impact our personal economy is your choice around education. Listen, I believe with Trump's commitment to make America great again, the return of American manufacturing, the return of American building, the return of vocational training is going to be more profitable and more rewarding and lucrative than ever before. We're already seeing things like artificial intelligence driving down or driving out the need for white-collar labor. But right now, we might have an opportunity to have a boom in construction, a boom in hands-on labor. So be strategic. Choose education that aligns with real in-demand skills. The next thing to consider is the mindset and the strategy for thriving in Trump's economy. Step number 1 is cultivating an opportunity-driven mindset. The foundation for thriving in any economic situation, especially one as dynamic and polarizing as Trump's, is adopting an internal locus of control. This means taking full responsibility for your outcomes rather than blaming external forces. It's going to be really easy for you to sit back and say, it's not my fault, Trump is a dictator, Trump is coming in doing all of this stuff, and if I end up poor, it's Trump's fault, not mine. But at the very same time, my friends, there are going to be people that will take these next 4 years and make fortunes. Will you be one of those people? It all comes down to your internal locus of control. The next 4 years are going to bring dramatic changes, no doubt, with significant second and third order consequences. But within all of this disruption lies immense opportunity. History has shown us that the greatest wealth is oftentimes created during times of uncertainty by those who can see through all the craziness, all the headlines, and identify emerging trends and position themselves strategically to seize those opportunities. Where is the money flowing? Which industries, which skills, and which assets are positioned for growth? The golden age that Trump is promising won't come automatically. You have to go out there and actively create your very own golden age by aligning your efforts with these shifts. Step number 2 then is freeing up your capital for emerging opportunities. For decades, Americans have been conditioned to funnel their money into Wall Street through IRAs and 401ks. While these accounts may grow your wealth over time, they also trap your capital, making it nearly impossible to act on life-changing opportunities even when they're right in front of you. The next 4 years are going to require liquidity and readiness. So I'm going to invite you to consider to stop locking up all of your money into accounts that restrict your options. When you put your money in an IRA, you're only available to invest in the things that IRA allows you to invest in. Not only that, your money is tied up, it's locked up, and for you to get access to it, you have to pay penalties and taxes. So stop parking your money waiting for one day, because the opportunity, my friends, is right now. The more liquid you are, the more you'll readily see the opportunities that will be available because you have the liquid funds to take advantage of them. So consider rebalancing the way you're saving for the future. Maybe you still put some money in a tax-deferred account, but over the next 4 years, consider prioritizing liquidity to seize opportunities with massive upside potential. Maintain control over your capital. Liquidity isn't just about having cash, it's about being prepared to seize those opportunities when they appear. But the final thing with liquidity to capitalize effectively is you also have to raise your financial IQ. I applaud you for being on this channel. I applaud you for taking initiative, raising your financial intelligence, because my friends, that's all money is. Money is a tool, and unless you understand how to use that tool, it will do literally nothing for you. So learn how to spot and evaluate opportunities so you can act with confidence and profitability. In a golden age of wealth creation, the prepared, they're the ones that are going to prosper. In some of my previous videos, I just got done talking about what Trump is going to do in the world of Bitcoin. Raise your financial IQ and get ready to seize these opportunities. This brings me to step number 3, which is positioning your capital with wealth forces. My friends, there are 4 economic forces that constantly shape your financial outcomes. These 4 wealth forces are inflation, taxes, interest rates, and opportunity costs. I want you to think of these wealth forces as wins. I want you to think of these wealth forces as wins in the financial world. These financial forces exist regardless of your acknowledgement of them. They exist for every single person. The only question that you should be asking is, do these 4 financial forces work for you or do they work against you? For most people, these 4 financial forces make it harder for them to build wealth. They've positioned their money in such a way that they're working in direct opposition of taxes, interest rates, inflation, and opportunity cost. Think about this kind of like having an airplane capable of flying 200 miles per hour. Let's say we want to go on a 1,000-mile journey inside of this airplane, and we know it can travel at 200 miles an hour. It's very easy to do the math. It'll take us 5 hours going 200 miles an hour to go a 1,000-mile journey. But if you're flying into a 175 mile per hour headwind, same plane, same effort to go the 200 miles an hour, but now you're getting resistance of 175 miles per hour, making your rate of speed only 25 miles per hour. That turns a 5-hour trip into a 40-hour trip. That's what it's like when you're working against these four wealth forces. Most Americans experience economic headwinds. Consider the typical American strategy. Put your money in a 401k. Allocate your money to a mutual fund and hope over a long enough period of time for market-based growth. Now let's evaluate how these wealth forces interact with this approach. Number one is inflation. Inflation is eroding the purchasing power of your returns. Even if the market is growing at a 7 to 8%, a real inflation rate of 3 to 4% reduces your effective gains. The next economic force is taxes. Tax-deferred accounts like a 401k, they might feel like they are working for you today, but the truth is you are shifting your biggest liability to the future. And oftentimes, retirement pushes you into a higher tax bracket due to the lots of deductions. When you're retired, you're not going to have kids, your home is hopefully paid off, and so you lose your home deduction mortgage interest, and you're not contributing to IRAs anymore. So if you've lost all of your deductions, how are you going to retire in a lower tax bracket? What this ultimately means is whatever you've saved up for the future, if you have $1 million in your account, 30 to 40% of it isn't really yours. It's deferred taxation. The third economic force is interest rates. Most Americans earn 7 to 8% in the market before taxes and inflation, but they pay 20 to 30% on credit cards to float them in the short run. This imbalance means interest rates are draining your wealth faster than you can grow it. And the fourth economic force is opportunity cost. Traditional retirement accounts separate you from your money, penalizing you for accessing it before the age of 59 and a half. This locks you out of lucrative opportunities that are going to be coming during Trump's administration. The bottom line is, in traditional retirement planning, all of these forces are literally working against you. This is what makes it so hard for average Americans to get ahead financially. They're working against these financial forces. And this positioning against these economic forces makes wealth building either difficult or virtually impossible. So if you want to turn the wealth forces into tailwinds, now imagine flipping these forces to work for you instead of against you. Think about investing in real estate, where inflation drives up property values and rents. Inflation, because you've positioned your money in real estate, is now increasing your wealth rather than eroding it. If your money's in real estate, again, taxes are now working for you. Real estate offers powerful tax benefits. The IRS is literally using the tax code as a way to incentivize behavior. And inside of the tax code, the IRS allows you to depreciate your property even though the value of it is appreciating in the market. This single aspect creates a paper loss that offsets all of your income. The tax code is like a treasure map. It's incentivizing you where and how to invest in areas that government values, like housing. And the third economic factor, interest rates. With real estate, interest rates now work for you. Consider this. You can use a fixed rate financing to lock in low costs while leveraging the bank's money to earn higher returns. Your largest expense when you buy a piece of real estate is fixed for 30 years. What that means is over the next 30 years, you're going to be paying the bank back with cheaper and cheaper and cheaper dollars, because remember, inflation is now working for you. But you reap all of the upside of an appreciating asset and increased cash flow. Using fixed interest rates along with inflation make you wealthy when you position your money appropriately. And fourth is opportunity cost. When you're using leverage, opportunity cost is working for you. Because when you maintain liquidity and use leverage, you can deploy your capital into multiple opportunities without depleting your reserves. This flexibility allows you to act decisively and profitably in a dynamic economy. So I'm going to go out on the limb here and I'm going to give you a guarantee. I don't think I've ever made a guarantee ever on this YouTube channel, but I'm going to guarantee you this. Trump's economy will reward those who understand the wealth forces and implement the passive income machine. It will be virtually impossible for you not to explode your wealth over the next 4 years with just a simple understanding of the opportunities, maintaining your liquidity, and using leverage on your behalf. And you might be asking yourself, well, Ryan, how can you be so certain? Well, let me tell you this. Trump himself is a product of this exact philosophy. He has built, lost, and rebuilt his wealth to billions of dollars by leveraging the same economic forces that we've discussed on this video today. If you want to mirror that success and capitalize on the immense opportunities that the next 4 years are going to bring, you need to act decisively. Stop sitting on the sidelines. Stop waiting for the perfect time and start raising your financial IQ and repositioning your money to align with these wealth forces. Again, my friends, I applaud you. If you are watching this video right now, you are set up to win massively over the next 4 years. So for those of you that are ready to take action, this golden age has the potential to create lifetime wealth in a matter of years. But here's the catch. Those who allow their personal feelings about Trump to cloud their judgment will miss these opportunities entirely. Don't let that be you. This will be a golden age, but the real question is, will it be a golden age for you? The choice, my friends, is yours. No one can force you to be wealthy. Only you can choose it. So the time to act is right now. Now, if you haven't done so yet, smash that subscribe button. The Wealth Outside of Wall Street YouTube channel is all about you taking bold challenges, rising up and claiming the future that is destined to be yours for those who are willing to act. My friends, join me on the next video and we'll talk more about what you need to do to make 2025 and beyond the best years yet.